Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the shop. I got my drill up in here. I got my variac back there if you can see it. That way I can control the speed. I've run this drill a half hour or more at a time. I cannot tell you how many years I've had this. It is a Hitachi 5/8 hammer drill. I got it on sale for around 50 bucks. We've been cleaning up a homemade fitting we made years ago. Two steel fittings right together. We've kind of taken the brass off it because it was so floppy. So trying to flatten out the sides where a wrench would go. In my Dremel I have pink stones, I have some green stones. The green ones seem to work better on the brass. We just kind of been doing this. Then we're going to switch to the wire brush and clean the threads off. So we'll do that real quick. Hope we're not up here too close, but we'll pause here, then we'll switch to the wire brush. Okay, don't even hear the gear clunking this. It's getting wore out, but it works. It's a pretty good drill. We're gonna go too fast. This is that $10 DeWalt wire brush I bought on a weekend, which I'm glad I did because I've used it half the summer. We're not wearing gloves because we'd rather hit our fingers on the wire brush than wrap a glove around there and wrap my arm around this thing. So that's our choice. We'll take an alley over a broken hand or wrist or whatever. These aren't brass or iron. I did get brave one time to braze two brass fittings together. This stuff is old. It's off an old homemade air compressor air tank I made. We're going to be showing you some fittings, if you can hear me, to use the propane tank. Use the actual valve off like a barbecue tank. I want to warn everybody, put air or something on there. I seen a video where they jumped all over a guy. Someone's going to put propane there and get killed. Well, write air on it. Big letters. It's an air tank. There was so much Teflon tape on it. One of these fittings that was flying across the room. Now this is steel. This is probably some really old air chucks or something that I cut off and stuck together. I've tried looking inside with a flashlight to see what it looks like, but shut that off, maybe it won't make such trouble, but that's good enough I'm going to use it for. I mean, I could put something around and make it look better. Maybe some heat shrink too. Something to make it look better than just that look. There you go. We'll take over desk and show you some of the stuff we've been looking up and hunting up. We're still looking for our air gauge that we bought years ago. So stay tuned. We'll get there. Okay. Let me take my glasses off because I can get real close to screen. I'm reaching around the tripod. That's just the way I've done a lot of these videos at the desk or the table. I said I could maybe put something around there. I could probably put epoxy and smooth it and make it look good. Any kind of epoxy. But no, that is steel. That's not brass. But it's been pressure tested. I tested before I cleaned it up. Okay, barbecue tanks. The modern valves on a barbecue tank, you cannot turn the valve on and have it work. Okay, this is one of the modern where it screws on the outside. This is an old school where it's screwed on the inside. I like this because it has a replaceable O-ring. I've used this one before and I really like this fitting. There's not a lot of threads, but I've never had any trouble with it holding. We do have some pipe dope, they call it. It's like a clay mix of linseed oil stuff. If you ever see plumbers put that stuff with a brush, it's yellow or gray. I should use that on fitting instead of Teflon tape. Or use both, because Teflon tape does not seal like you think it does. Anyway, here's this, okay? See the hole in there? Disregard this for a moment. That's something I found. I don't know if it works. Okay, you see how that's made? Before we go today, we're going to Dremel this out and see if we can make that Dremel or drill. These seat the same as where the O-ring would seat, but this screws on the outside. It's just a quick connect. There's really no way to get this apart. I've kind of looked at it. Maybe I need to study it. I don't think so. I think they ejected a plastic. See that? Where I've hit it. I wire brushed this. I think they eject that or something and lock that in there. When I look through this way with a flashlight, you're not going to see it on camera. Well, maybe. It looks like a shiny ball bearing in there. We're going to poke something down in there later. Cleaning up stuff. I have some O-ring picks. This is the only one I could find because it's the only one I like. It's in stays in like my pencil container. See how it's made? It's the only one I like for taking off O-rings. I like how it's made. I use it to clean out threads. I said we can ramble on it Sunday in the shop. Okay, I found this. I'm going to be trying it because this one definitely says imported from China on it. It's been leaking. You'll take the thing out and it keeps spraying. Doesn't want to shut off. We're going to test this today and see. We've had this shoved off in a bunch of stuff. It wasn't real dirty, but it's kind of dirty inside. Now, if you poke something down in these, there's a spring in there. And now, don't quote me, but a lot of these seal with this fitting right here. Here's where the ball bearings catch. And it kind of seals on the very tip too. If you look down in one of these. Let's just try that too. But see how it kind of goes against that? You'd almost swear this one comes apart. I want to take one apart someday. See how my camera does? It just goes more and more and more. Here, let's see if it comes back. I've got this all set on auto since I bought this camera. Okay. That's that for that. We cleaned this little valve up. We actually took the handle off. That's a little piece of plastic goes on there. If you go in the store now, these are way bigger. I looked in the farm store. They're bigger than this. They're not as nice as this one. I do not know where I got this at. Just a quick valve. You got your stainless ball in there. Let's try the flashlight again. That's like a stainless ball. It's round with a hole in it. And then when you turn it over. So it's a quick valve. You know, just 1/4 turn. You can kind of regulate the air with these. It's not an air regulator. Some of them regulators are a rip-off too. Might as well mention that. When you buy a regulator with a little knob and stuff, some of them aren't actually regulating air pressure. Regulating flow is not the same as regulating air pressure. Did I say regulating? Made a mistake in the store that day. Grabbed that. It's the wrong size. I don't know what size it is. And let's see. We're going to pause and we're going to show you some differences in electrical tape. That ought to be a different subject. Some stuff I found at the store for $1. And then a roll of Harbor Freight tape. So let me pause and get them set out here. Okay, we'll start with the Harbor Freight tape. I need to work on my truck and do a little electrical wiring, just small. I got to replace the license plate light. This Harbor Freight tape, I use it for masking tape and holding stuff together. I don't recommend it for quality electrical work. We're going to stretch this and see what it does. I mean, it's got a pretty good stretch to it, okay? But it will come undone, trust me. It'll unravel. It does not have that good a glue on it, okay? So, that's the Harbor Freight one. Let's throw that away. Try to fit. Here's this brand. I really don't want to take pictures of a lot of stuff. I'll just pause. Okay, these were in a little basket on a shelf, or counter I should say. 2 for $1. Well, this isn't real bad at looking tape, but I want to show you what it does. Okay, watch when I pull it. Here, let's get it back here. You see where the ends are getting ragged? I'm sure you see that. I know you can see that. This is just garbage. This will be used for, like I said, making, you make something, you want to tape something up to protect it, hammer handles. I use it for masking tape sometimes. So, that's pretty nasty. That doesn't even compare to the Harbor Freight stuff. Okay, let's go to this brand. And they're both made in, let's see, this is made in China. This was made in Taiwan. Not promoting any products, always put it in there. Okay, here's this stuff. Notice it says heavy duty, okay? Now look how shiny this is. And it smells like, you know when you was a kid you bought a beach ball or an air mattress for the swimming pool? I think you know what it smells. This smells like vinyl. If I can find the end of this. This seems to be really good glue. I mean, I like the glue. This is what I'll be using. Really good glue. And let's stretch it once. That's my mistake. This has a defect. I either hit it with something. See where it's cut? No, we'll see. I might have hit it with a razor blade, or they did it at the factory, because I've been using a little bit of it. So we'll start over. That wasn't a fair test. Ready? You can see it turning gray. See how it's trying to get shorter again. It's trying to shrink. And we'll try it one more time. We'll just go a little ways. Watch from here to here. Let's stretch it. See that? That's what I like in a tape. Because remember, when you put it on something, you're going to stretch it. See how it shrinks back? That's the winner. That is the winner. If I ever go back to that store, I will see if they have this on the shelf. This kind. And I might buy a couple rolls. So that's it for tape testing. Okay, I don't know how long a video is going to be this week. I'm not doing the greatest health-wise. Don't worry about me though. Kind of down, not feeling well, back and everything hurting. So I'm doing stuff in the chair. That's why I like I can work on stuff here at the table and things. It is Saturday. Tomorrow I'm doing nothing. So we may show me testing this, but nah, not that big of a deal. It leaks and it doesn't leak, but we'll take a break. We'll see if there's one more little thing we can add to this video this week. There's got to be something. Oh, I know. I want to show you an old wrench I found. Then that will end it. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm sure y'all remember the pipe wrench from Germany, Durex. See if I remember the name, Durex. And the channel locks. I had a viewer find a pair of these at a flea market. If you looked at the comments on that video, I actually found a pair of these at a flea market. The same model number, 420. I did fix this. I just got brave and tightened up just a little bit more. I took the nut back out and kind of, like I said, it squared the bolt off a little deeper and tightened up a little bit harder. Like I said, they're channel locks. They don't have to be super tight. Anyway, this is a Ford wrench. Now, I know they came with probably a Model A. I don't know about Model T. Okay. I've had this for a long time. I had a whole bunch of wrenches. I got rid of them. It says Moore Brothers. No, it says Moore Drop Forging Company, Springfield, Mass. I'm guessing that says Springfield, Mass. That's a rebase for Springfield. Now, I seen one of these. Do not quote me. I swear it was Northern Tool or someone. They wanted like $50 to $75 for one of these wrenches. It must be a nostalgia thing. But I've used this on bicycles. You take the nut off, hold your sprocket in, or you want to tighten the neck for the forks. They are such a nice wrench compared to a crescent wrench, how it goes up flat like that and adjusts. And all I did to these was wire brush them really good. I sprayed them with some black, flat black. This has probably been, several years ago back. And then just put some oil on it. So I didn't buff and get all the stuff out. I mean, they were really rusty when I found them. You couldn't even read the logo. There you go. That is an actual, when somebody says they have a Ford wrench, adjustable wrench, this is probably what they're talking about. It's a very handy tool. I know you should use the right size wrench on stuff, you hear that, but if you are out working on with a tractor or something, or even back then, I mean, I doubt you're going to take a nut off that big with this wrench. So I have no idea why they made it that big. And it does not come all the way off. It stops. So it's not going to go down. But it is in pretty good shape. I mean, it's not really abused. Get you around here. It's not really abused at all. So one of my prized tools. Everybody watching me knows I like old tools. I like cleaning them up. I'm trying to get them up here to see how good they close. They don't close solid tight. There's a gap. I mean, you probably could fidget with them, but you may get a quarter inch nut off if you're careful. Or something. But nope. That's it for the week. Thanks for watching. I've noticed I've been making about 15 minutes long, which I'm sure people don't mind when they want something to watch when you're bored. I get bored on the weekends and stuff. Like say Sunday I'm not doing that, and I really dig for stuff. I'll look for new channels on YouTube. I look for different ideas of a project. I'll type that in there and look. So I'm off to upload this in the house here in a little bit. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.